gonna do 10 shots. Top of the key. I'm gonna go one hand. You gonna go both hands. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right here, top. Go ahead. Oh my God.
Hey, they playing for the car.
Hey, we in this building, man. We ain't here with it, man. So we just my boy Sly finna get $100 right now. My boy Sly finna get. My boy Sly finna get off right now. I bet $100.
That's what we on, bro.
Hey, Sly. Hey, this Dub Nation now.
Who we on, bro?
I remember my first quarter pairs, they offered me hundreds of months, right? And I remember sitting there counting it on my hand how many years that was. It's 12 months a year, 12, just like how y'all try to calculate it, 12, 24, 36, 48 hours, so on and so on and so on. And I'm like, damn, I got over 10 years. I was already on 2 hands. I said, damn, that's already over 10 years. God damn, they trying to book me forever. You know what I mean? I said, damn, at the time I was 17, just turned 18. And I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna get out of here until I'm like, damn, 30-something years old. You know, because you got to do 2/3 of your time. So now you're sitting there and you're calculating on your hand. And then at that time, I remember my mom, I look over at my mom was crying. And I was just so froze. I'm like, this can't be real. Because what I was doing, I wasn't trying to shoot nobody. I wasn't trying to kill nobody. All I was trying to do was just get my money up. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, they ain't trying to book me all this time. All I'm trying to do is get a little bit cheap in my pocket, get a little nice car, a little nice clothes, you know what I mean? Just be out here shining. Now, once you're in there, then you see it. Now you're like, oh, now you start to get a full understanding. And my mom crying, I look at her. I'm like, my mom crying, I wipe her tears. I said, it's gonna be okay. But then she told me, it's not gonna be okay. And I kind of just stopped. I said, damn, she right. It's not gonna be okay. This ain't okay. You know what I mean? So then after that, I ended up, long story short, going through all the plea deals, going through all the court system stuff, all that. They gave me 6 years. I remember after my first 30 days in prison, I was thinking to myself, I got 3 years and 11 months left. After 1 month, them 30 days felt like big years. Because you're sitting in there, you're not coming out your cell, you're in there for 23 hours. That 23 and 1 is a real thing. I know a lot of times y'all might watch shows and all that. You hear 23 hours and you come out for 1 hour, but you don't really feel it until you're actually in it. You sitting in there and you're like, man, you sitting in a box, literally. You gotta have the strongest mentality ever not to lose your mind because you're literally sitting in there and you're not doing nothing. And then when that 1 hour time comes, then they open up your bars and you gotta do everything in that 1 hour. You gotta shower in that 1 hour. You gotta try to get in the phone line in that hour. You gotta try to microwave some food in that hour. And there's someone that you right back into the cell and you're stuck in there for another 23 hours. So imagine that for 30 days. Imagine doing that day by day for 30 days, how long that would feel. And then after you imagine that, imagine being like, I got 3 years and 11 more months to do that before I can even see daylight. And I remember on the 30th day, I called my mom and I said, I don't even know how I got up here. And she said, yeah, well, you need to do some self-reflecting. And I remember after that I did. I got into a fight, I went to the hole. And I was sitting in there. Now you ain't getting out the box at all in there. It's just 24 hours, right? 24/7. You get to make 1 phone call a week for 15 minutes. And if that person don't answer your call, you got to wait till next week to get that phone call. And so you got a lot of time to spend to yourself. And one thing I always try to tell people, and I always try to tell my subscribers on my YouTube channel is, y'all can sit here right now, right? And it's so easy to get lost in the sauce where y'all all communicating with each other, y'all joking with each other, y'all playing with each other. And you can sit there and lie about who you are to everybody up in this room. But when you get into a place like prison, and you sit in a hole, you got all that time to yourself, you can't lie to yourself. If you do, you're gonna lose your mind. It's not a good place to be. And once you do it, it's self-reflecting by far is one of the hardest things I ever had to do. Because you gotta point out all the things that bother you. You gotta be okay with thinking about your dad being a crackhead. You gotta think about all the times, all the traumatizing stuff. Everybody in here has some demons that bother them that they don't ever talk about to their friends in here. When you get to prison, you gotta deal with that in order to move on and become a better woman or a better man. And when you're sitting in that place, that's what it challenges you to do. It challenges you to either self-reflect or you get worse. So there's only 2 people that come out of prison. There's the one that got worse and there's the ones that got better. It's usually the higher rate, and it shows in the recidivism rate. Recidivism rate is the number of people that go back to prison after being released from prison. A lot of people go in there and they can't self-reflect. They have a hard time looking at themselves in the mirror and the lies that they told and the things that they've done. I've done some pretty messed up things in my life. I can say it first and foremost. A lot of things I can say I regret. There's some things, but I can't really even say that because it made me who I am. But it's still things that's just hard to live with. You know, but once you can wrap your brain around it and you can live with it and you can come to terms with that every day and just evaluate being a better person, you'll operate on a different time accord. And I remember after I had that conversation with my mom, I did a lot of self-reflecting. And after I went to the hole, that's when it really got bad, because I kept going. So I say my first year in prison, I was getting into a lot of fights, right? In the cell, not out of the cell. And then after that, I got into a few more fights as well. I got sent to a maximum security. And I'm in there with everybody. Some of my friends doing life ain't never coming home. I was in there with them. And I remember when I used to tell them, I got 6 years, I got to do 4 years. And they'd be like, oh man, you better be out here in no time. How crazy does that sound? You know how much time you got to have? It was 2007 then, the beginning, February of 2007. Imagine somebody right now saying, it's 2019, March. Imagine somebody telling you don't get out till 2024, 2023. Man, that seems long as hell, don't it? You'd be like, yeah, 2023, woof, that's tight life. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel deep, don't it? In 2007, they told me I wasn't coming out until 2011. I said, man, that's crazy. And you sit there and you gotta be okay with this, because there's nothing else you can do. So in that system, if you ever watch like a movie or a TV show, right, the locked up shows and all that, you see the people who just be in there bidding and doing their time. The people been in there for a long time. They haven't made peace with being in there. They just, adapted to having to be there. Then you got the other people that lose their mind. You got people I seen it all the time. People banging on the cell, crying, going crazy, can't believe they're in there, but all that's gonna do nothing, because you're not getting out of there. You're stuck in that one bubble. You think I would have learned that out of all the times I went to juvenile. You would think I would have learned that by now. But until you actually get sentenced within big years and you gotta do calendars, you start to think like, man, I don't ever wanna be here no more, so when I get out of here, what can I do? So I came up with a plan. I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You get about, now understand, I'm gonna tell you all the wages in prison now. You get about, if you're lucky, you get a quarter. If you go to school, you get about a quarter or 50 cents an hour, right? If you ain't got your GED, which I didn't have. So when I got out the hole, I said, I'm gonna get my GED. That's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna do. So I got my GED. You get that 50 cents an hour, 25 cents an hour. Off that, you get half of that, because you got a thing called a gate fee. That gate fee is money that they want. When you get released from prison, they want to give you a little bit of money, because they know that if you ain't got no money, you come out of prison, it's a higher chance that you're gonna commit a crime as soon as you get out. So if you get out there, in the prison where I was at in Minnesota, you got a $500 gate fee, right? So once you get your little quarter, they're gonna take 12 cents. They're gonna automatically put that to the side for you, right? And then that other 12 cents, you don't understand it. Noodles and all that stuff, ain't 12 cents, more expensive than that. So you gotta think, if you wanna get even a few noodles, you gotta do big hours in the school to be able to even order, get a pack of noodles. So when you're doing all this and you're going through the whole motion of everything of being in prison, you understand that this isn't the place that you necessarily want to be.
You got armed security watching you for that 25 cents an hour? 25 cents. It's armed security around you while you was working and doing that too, right?
I mean, it depends. Like a prison guard just got killed. Now, my little brother's in prison right now. You know what I mean? And to answer your question, no, not really.
Well, what I'm saying to them is, I would rather make $10 an hour out here.
100%. I'd rather make $6 an hour out here than make 12 cents a day. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm trying to get them.
Yeah, no, for sure. But my little brother's in prison right now. He shot somebody. It was a robbery gone bad. Dude trying to fight him back. He shot him in his knee, blew his whole damn knee off. My younger brother, who's above my other one, a year younger than me, his name is James. His name is Goonie. He went to prison. We were in prison together at the same time. And now our youngest brother is in prison right now. He's doing 10 years. You know what I mean? He shot somebody in the knee. So it just gives you an understanding, of just the trickle effect that it can have. Maybe had I done something differently, or I had set a better example, even though my dad and my other older brothers and family didn't set a better example for me, maybe if I had broke the mold right there, maybe it wouldn't have trickled down to my two younger brothers. But at the same rate, one of my younger brothers is a cop. He has a YouTube channel. His name is The Life of DNA. He's a cop. So just as much as our youngest brother's in prison over here, our other brother could have easily went over here with him, but when he didn't, he made a choice. Became a cop. He was a Division I type level player, all that stuff, and then became, a cop shortly after. But just to show you the two different spectrums of the world, we all grew up under the same roof. We all did the same thing. We were all dealt cards from the same deck. We just all played them differently. You know what I mean? So when you get in these places like that, and I know y'all haven't been there, but the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because if I can ever stop anybody from actually having to go to prison and experience the things in prison that you're gonna have to deal with, which are some traumatizing things, then I would more than willing to help everybody and give you the words that you need to not make you go there, because it's not a good place to be in. When you're sitting in there and you're going through all this stuff, you would realize that. But by the time you're sitting there, it's too late. So it's gonna understand now, after all of that, right? I came over the plane, I came home. I said, you know what I'm gonna do right? I'm gonna get me a job. It wasn't too hard to get a job before prison, shouldn't be that bad now. You know, get some felony-friendly jobs, check out the job, listen to the people that's on felony-friendly. I couldn't get a job at McDonald's, I applied at McDonald's. Let's get a full understanding, McDonald's. You gotta take your order with the gold M and all that, yeah. They denied me. Tried to get a job everywhere, denied me. Fast food, I tried. I was out there landscaping, just trying to get somebody to give me some sort of bread because it was hard. And there was times where I wanted to go rob people. There was times where I wanted to sell drugs again, but I couldn't. I said, you know, I don't want to go back there. I spent 4 years of my life in there. I'm 22 years old now. I was in there when I was 18. I don't want to go back there. So I stuck with it. It was hard. It's a lot of rough battles, but I did it. Now I got almost 500,000 subscribers. I've traveled the world. I've been to Italy. I've been to Switzerland. I've been to Paris. I've been all around the United States more than 2 handfuls of times. And I've done it. I've done a lot. I drive Lamborghinis. I drive all sorts of crazy wild cars, Rolls Royces. I did videos with Karan Butler.
Mustang.
Mustang. That is Mustangs, you know what I'm saying? And I own a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and that's what really started it. I took a huge leap of faith. And
You own an Hellcat?
I own a Hellcat, yep. I got a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and that's what started the channel. So I had all these things that were going wrong for me, right? And at this time, now during this whole time, I had a lot of people help me. That's one thing I don't ever want to fail to mention to y'all. I had a lot of people help me. I had assistance from a lot of people. It wasn't, I would like to say I just threw it all on my back and I just handled everything myself and it just wasn't what it was. No, I'd be lying if I said I had a lot of legendary people help me along the way that gave me a chance. And I was opportunistic about it. I took the chance every time it came to me, right? No matter what it required, I did it. As long as I knew it would change me for the better, that was my only concern. And I did it. And then I got the Hellcat, even though at that time, financially, I probably shouldn't have did it. I took a leap of faith. I was like, you know what? I really want this car. I've had so many things in my life that just didn't go the way I wanted to go. So I'm gonna get this car. I watched all these videos, I was watching it all through college, and I wanted to get it when I got my check overseas. Didn't work out, blew my knee out. So I'm gonna get it now, even though it wasn't the best financial decision. And I did, I took a leap of faith, and I know it's gonna make me grind harder, it was gonna make me believe harder, it was gonna make me step up my game way harder. And it did. And when I started putting out these videos on YouTube, now people started finding me on YouTube. Now I'm getting a check. You see what I'm saying? So then after that, the checks kept going up and 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 up. And then now I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. I'm able to show y'all and lead by example and tell y'all that where you're at in life right now. And everybody in this room has a story. Everybody in here has things that y'all haven't shared with other people that you're going through. Everybody has things that bother them every single day that they don't ever want to talk about. But I'm here to tell y'all, whatever those things are, they do not have to define what your future will be. You know what I'm saying? Right now, when you're in this moment, it doesn't seem like it can ever get no better sometimes at the real hard moments. You know, but if you just keep pushing, you keep believing, you stay grinding, and you keep the right mindset, you'll be eventually be able to get to where you want to go. And that's something I've done. And now I can say, I've done it. I've traveled around, I do a lot of legendary stuff all the time. I had Shannon Sharp, y'all watch Undisputed? Yeah. I had Shannon Sharp in my videos. You know what I mean? We laughing and joking, we in a Billy Potato, $250,000 car driving around.
Rappers ain't nothing but poets that is hurt to a song. If you listen to most rappers, they'll tell you that they hurt. They just kind of mask it up under a macho kind of attitude and the chorus and everything that's going with it. But if you really listen to most rappers, they tell you hurt. I'm from the slums. I did this and this and this. I did this. Just what Corey said. They was misguided, and to a point, it wasn't their fault until they got to a certain age. But when you get to a certain age, like I told you, people are gonna look at you as a grown adult. Really before 18. Really when you're about 16, people are gonna start, especially if you got a little size to you. Especially African American men, anybody that's brown in this room, they're gonna look at you a little bit different. This is statistic wise. This isn't me just capping and just talking just to be talking. When you're 15 years old, if you do something, it could have consequences when you're 30. He was just telling you about that. I'm only telling you about it and didn't live through it. He's telling you about it and he's lived through it. He wanted to play his senior year, he couldn't play his senior year because something he did when he was 22. That's probably like the worst slap in the face that you could have.
100%.
That was 8 years ago, and I'm paying for it today. There's a lot of people that want to do stuff, but they can't do it. Who else been arrested in here?
Don't be ashamed of it and don't be proud.
What are you, freshman, sophomore?
I'm a junior.
What you want? What you go college?
I'm gonna play volleyball and I'm gonna get photography and art.
That's dope, bro. Go ahead, talk to him, champ.
This is your boy Mo Bands, MOE.DNDS.
Okay. Y'all can all shout out whatever y'all want to shout out.
Follow my Instagram at
It's all right, go ahead, champ.
Follow my Instagram at Devontes_23.
Okay. What'd you say?
Follow me on Instagram.
You had to sip that water before you said something. Okay.
Follow the best receiver in the country.
Okay.
Primetime.easy. Hey, man, it's YK Osiris over here. You ought to
All right. All right. You want to say something, sweetheart? Okay. What about you, ladies? Y'all want to say?
Follow me on Instagram at Marquia, not Michelle.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, man, my Instagram, PC_Dolo. You already know.
All right.
Best hooping,
Okay. That's all right. Soon enough. Soon enough. Tell me we all got to start somewhere. Yeah. You want to say something, champ? Okay.
Follow me at Adore.cake today.
Okay. You still ain't ready?
No, I don't like I have someone that I personally want to see.
Okay. Yeah, he's G Squad. What?
He says he wants to be a drug dealer.
No, you ain't say that, champ. Did he really say that? You tripping, champ.
He should have been here too. So
Yeah.
maybe you can connect with him so you can talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, my friend got the 2019 Mustang 5.0 performance pack.
Okay.
I done a review and it's fast.
Full crazy? Okay.
Follow me on Instagram, IR_ZionT. I'm the best QB in the nation. Just know.
Okay. Anybody else?
Play me one-on-one for your car.
You wouldn't stand a chance, champ. What do I win? What do I win? I'm gonna need something now. You gotta get a fade. You gotta get a fade.
Okay, my boy, no, this the basketball player. This the basketball player.
It's neither one of y'all stand a chance, champ. Nobody in this room stand a chance. You know, Sean thought he thought he beat me too.
You pulled me out of gym class.
Listen, you had me hooping these, brother. I'll shoot with one arm. Huh? Whenever you're ready, brother. Come on, let's go. You gotta beat me and shoot it.
I didn't know you was that tall, fool. That's crazy.
How you doing? Hey, y'all not gonna stand a chance. Y'all don't stand. I don't know why y'all rushing this ass whooping, man. I hate to do it to the kids, man. I like the kids. We're gonna do 10 shots. Top of the key. I'm gonna go one hand. You gonna go both hands. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right here, top. Go ahead.
Hey, they playing for the car.
Hey, we in this building, man. We ain't here with it, man. So we just
My boy Sly finna get $100 right now. My boy Sly finna get off right now. I bet $100.
That's what we on, bro.
Hey, who we on, bro? Tall guy can't dominate because
I'm gonna shoot one hand though. What? Go ahead. I wanna see. You better be a damn good shooter to even stand a chance.
They go first.
First break. Oh man.
first one, man.
No. Go ahead. You got 10 shots.
Oh yeah, 10.
I'm trying to get warmed up. You missed out. It's game over.
Oh yeah, come here.
Hey, what I tell you?
Come here. They don't want no smoke. They don't want that.
Nervous though. They can shake it.
Come here. $100. I want my 100. I want my 100.
I want my 100 though.
He looking streaky.
Who else want to score?
I want my 100 in this. I swear to God.
What they doing? What they doing? They're not supposed to flip it like this.
Right there, champ. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Now you,
okay.
There you go.
That 306 is over anyway. Go now, champ.
Come on, give me that. Yeah, what I tell you?
7.
I like that.
You better at least get 5. Oh, he ain't gonna get 5.
Take your time.
I like that. I like that.
It's gonna be one hand. You know, I'm gonna do 1 foot, 2, 1 hand, 1 foot.
Oh, smack him.
He don't want it. James, what you doing, man? He don't want it. He don't want it. I ain't gonna. Camera on me. That's how we do this. Let's go. We in their head.
I don't even know if this shit on.
We in his head. Y'all don't want us. Let's get in his head. We in his head. Where's my $100?
You just made it.
I told you. I got my 100 on the line. I need $1 though. He said I want $1.50. Oh, you don't look like a hooper to me.
You got one more. Ah! How you feeling? How you feeling?
He got me.
Give me my 100.
Yeah, we have a fucking
Give me my 100. I want my 100.
Come on,
I want my 100. It's over with.
Round 2.
Hey, you should be tight warmed up now, champ.
In there.
Oh, it's not good. It's not a good sign. Oh, man. Oh. Uh-oh. Crickets.
He cool with it.
Watch this.
Crickets.
No.
I'm hearing them.
We still alive. We still
Crickets. I'm
alive.
hearing
We still in
crickets.
this thing. Come here.
One.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 1 for 3.
I like that. That's all net.
That's another one.
Come here.
We got 2 for 5.
That's all net.
2 4.
Here we go.
Smack him. That's all net.
Another one.
That's 3 in a row. That's 3 in a row. That's all net.
3-6.
Smack him.
We straight.
36 now.
36.
Yeah.
36 now.
36. Was that 36?
Give me one more.
36, yep.
Smack him.
Oh, 3-7. You gonna do worse than last time. Oh, he frustrated now. Anytime you hit the ball like that, that's frustration.
In there.
Ah!
3-9. Oh, for big frustration.
Hey,
You was about to ball.
Nah, ain't no ball now. Y'all ain't say ball last game. What happened to ball last game?
Hey, you gotta make it. You gotta make these.
Come on, man. Watch this one. I'm gonna get you with the one hand. I refuse.
You might as well use 2. Might as well use 2.
Yeah, somebody.
I'm gonna go ahead and what am I doing, man?
he broke. Let me get it from a different angle how broke this nigga is.
That's all.
Ah, shit. I should have never came over here.
Okay, good. I was like, I know that's right now.
They broke, Nick. You airball.
So 3-8, 1 foot, 1 hand. So this is it right here. Right? This is it.
Woo!
No, we got tiebreaker. We got tiebreaker. So it's 1-1 now, right?
Woo!
2 hands, 2 feet. 1 hand, 1 foot. Oh, you wait. Hold on. Let me get him out there. Hold on. Let him go. Let him go.
Let's go, Slot. Let's go.
So this is a tiebreaker.
Talk him up. Talk him up. Talk him up.
All right, don't miss it now. You missed the first one, it's game over. Don't miss that first one, Jim. Don't be nervous.
Uh-huh. Okay.
We're going to see.
Get it, son.
Oh, that's 1 too many. That's 1 too many right there, Jim. 1 too many.
Next stupid.
That's 4.
Smack him.
Uh-oh. 4-5. Come on now, G. Oh, 4-6. That's your real shot right there, huh? There you go. Oh, there it goes. 4-7. That's your real shot. Here you go.
I'm like the kids next to me.
Boy. The shot came to light. I feel like the real shot came out. 5-9. We don't get on 5. It's super game over, champ.
Let's go. Let's go, boy.
Come here. They can't stop my man. They can't
My mama
stop.
hit you, y'all.
Come here.
Hey, I'm still gonna continue with the 1 foot right here. No, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair. One. I gotta keep it fair. This don't let me play. One, two.
His battery about to die. What you mean?
Yeah, right there.
Look at them boys.
Oh, Lord.
I don't want to see him too.
Ah.
Let me teach you a valuable life lesson, the levels of life, man. All right? Now, the first one, he should have walked away and just took his little dub and walked off. But when he did, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Now, you can shoot, Chad. I'm going to give you your credit now. You can shoot. But it's just levels to this shit now, all right? Now, he could have took the dub. He could have walked off. But, no, and you going to go be one, Chad. You gotta believe it. But see, listen, I did this because I just got done talking to all the kids about the basketball. Sorry about my battery going dead, y'all, man. But shout out to all the kids at that school that I was able to talk to, man. Hopefully, you know, my testimony and what I've been through in life and, you know, where I'm at today has motivated and inspired those kids. I know they watching my videos right now, man. Y'all know that I just skip the ads. I greatly appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all get everything y'all want out of life, man. And like I said, man, I hope that my testimony and what I've had to endure to get to where I'm at today really inspired and motivated and sparked the fire under some of y'all asses, man, to make the necessary change in y'all life to become exactly who you want to be and who you need to be in order to excel in this thing called life, man. But tall guy, I'm out. I'll see you on the next video, baby. I'm gone.